We go in, will be Cook's Tavern right here. And in the 1860s, a tavern like this had almost ceased to be a hotel. Most people traveling now are traveling on the railroad. And taverns like this that had been on the King's Highway and a stop for the stagecoach didn't find much overnight business anymore. And the tavern stopped being a hotel and became a place to go and have a drink. Right in this way. I beg your pardon?
Is it wide enough for strollers?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you'll find that because it's a family-run business, you can close it up and go out in the yard where the stable is. A lot of taverns
So I'm upstairs, I guess you can't do it.
people. Mr. Cook is in a couple of different businesses, a bit of farm production, a livery business, and the tavern business. And you'll find a number of people have small holdings, 4 or 5 acres, and a few animals plus a trade.
Is this an artesian well?
Not artesian, this is a pump that's made right here on this. This is a pump boring machine. And the auger is gone, but you clamp a piece of wood like this that's been squared with an axe and wedge it in and bore it with the handle here and an auger in the other end. So that's a new pump this year. The one it needed to be replaced at the end of last season. In time, but it doesn't get cleaned up nearly as quickly. The agricultural and floral hall in a tent, and the games and the judging are in the fairground here. And this year the plowing match is down at Mr. Lout's farm. Robertson is an older gentleman who has made his money in business, and he can afford to have a gardener take care of a place like this. You can see that the gardener has been busy. He's got it all ready for the winter now. And he's got a little room in the stable at the back where he stays, and he looks after the horses, the vehicles, and the grounds and gardens. Going to the general store, it's one of the more important businesses in town. To the point where a town of 300 may have 3 general stores. Lots of competition, lots of advertising. A gentleman like this is not here to serve you, he's here to make money. He just pretends he's here to serve you.
Where have we heard that one before?
You'll find that when he takes an ad out in the newspaper, his goods are always the cheapest and the best.
Like that with the
Really no such
politics.
thing as a self-sufficient community or a self-sufficient farm. There are things that you can't get for yourself or make yourself or grow yourself. And a lot of the things you buy here.
Politics, not allowed to talk about the referendum.
No politics. Well, there are things that are problems. There are Confederation, things like the free trade, reciprocity. All these things are quite controversial in 1866. The French language in schools. We don't want people talking about those things. Not while I'm around anyway. I don't want to have to break up any fights. And the most important part of the business for the storekeeper is right here in his day book. And that's what the safe back there is for. Things are changing. More and more people are paying by cash. And to the point where you can expect a lot of businesses to collect 40% of the cash at point of sale. But most business, the majority is still done on credit. And safe is for the books. The store burns, you'll have the books. And this is a day book. The entries in the day book will be ledgerized later. Each entry through the day is marked down. In the ledger, you will find each customer with a page of their own. And you can keep right up with them. And there are interesting credit arrangements at times. A farmer who gets paid once a year pays once a year, but a farmer with 100 acres or 200 acres has good credit. And you'll find that storekeepers let them run 12, 13, 14 pounds or $50 credit a year. And that's almost 2 months wages. Somebody, a tradesman with his own building has reasonable credit, but you'll find that they're not running much more than $20. And a day laborer who rents a place has nothing on which to base his credit. Quite often works his bill off, and sometimes the storekeeper will owe him money. Doing things like cutting firewood, digging ditches, running errands, any of the things like that the storekeeper needs. And you can get an idea of the kinds of things that people couldn't get anywhere else. China, lots and lots of fabrics. Men's clothes are quite often tailor-made. Women made their own clothes. Although there are a few men's clothes here that are ready-made. And there's a tin shop in the back here. Above the door, that's a log tong for moving logs. You get 2 of those and 4 men, and you can move. Excuse me, I'll just slide back here. Give you more room. You can move a fair size log with 4 men and 2 sets of log tongs. There's a decent market for tinware, but a town this size may have a tinsmith, may not. Every town of 1,000 or more will have a tinsmith. Some of the smaller ones will. The tinsmith here has an arrangement with the storekeeper to cut costs. It costs $30 a year. And when you get paid $1 a day for a 10-hour day, that's a fair bit of money. $30 a year to rent a building, a commercial building. Space like this you can get for $10. And it's fairly advantageous. You don't need that much space because all the tools are portable. You can take them down and put them in the corner and use a smaller space that way. The tin plate usually comes in 10 by 14 sheet. Great Britain. And now we're getting international news instantly. You don't have to wait for the boat to get your international news. This is Myers Inn, one of the oldest buildings in the village, and run by Mr. Willard now as a hotel. This is 1794 or 5, I can't remember which. And this is a New England inn built in what was then Upper Canada. It wasn't even Upper Canada then, it was just Canada. But the people that were here in 1794, 1795 were Americans. They'd only been here 10 or 11 years. They brought some of their ideas with them, and architecture was one. The only problem is he became famous for his hospitality. Never turned down anybody for a drink or a meal. Went broke and moved out. And it grew from a memorial to a key crossroads village to this village with a roof. And it got bigger and bigger, and more buildings, and opened in 61. But they did it in 2 years. They started collecting about 56.
So the people themselves is an interesting building here, where it transferring.
Yes. Well, you can, there are buildings. Kaiser Hall is a natural. Yeah. You're not going to use that one when you're thinking. And we'll go down the lane to the Louts farm. We'll go down to the farmyard first. See if the animals are cooperating today, see if they're where they're supposed to be. And then we'll come back through the house after we take a look at the farmyard. The oxen aren't cooperating, they're somewhere else. They should be over here. They're probably the far end of the field. No. They're not there, so you can't be there. They could be anywhere by now. It's constant. Place is Louts Farm, and this is the classic Canadian farm. Even as early as 1885, people were writing about this when they were talking about their life in Upper Canada. The first log house, little tiny house, moved to a better house in a few years when he'd made some money, and then in 25 years you want to be able to make enough money to build a house like this. In reality, what you really want is you want to be able to move to a house like this to buy enough land that each of your sons gets 100 acres with a house on it when he gets married, and each of the daughters gets $100, a cow, and a bed. And that's what you wanted to do. And the wheat economy was strong enough through a lot of the first half of the 19th century to enable people to do that. Go off this way to the, and you don't waste anything. A little tiny house like this will go to be used by animals. You can rent a house, or if you need a hired man on your farm, board him there. You don't have to waste anything. steer back there anywhere? No? You build new style barns. And this one has stabling for horses over here, but now we have stabling for
Oh, we came here before the kids.
nine cattle that you want to milk.
I used to play in places like this. Yeah.
And that's something brand new. You had a market for butter, but you didn't have a market for fluid milk until this time. And there's still a fair bit of threshing to do. They're going to have to thresh the wheat up here and up here. This makes life a lot easier. A threshing machine powered by a horsepower. And a farmer wouldn't just use it for himself, though. It's an expensive piece of machinery. When he's finished threshing here, he'll go around and custom thresh for all the farms around. And the only reason now that you would use a flail like the one up by the door is to get some quick cash as soon as your wheat crop comes in, if the threshing machine can't get you soon. Or get some, I see you're taking no chances, you're still dressed for winter.
That was maybe a bit of a mistake.
Well,
But you know their accents are different. How is their accents?
was there a horse in the barn today?
Yeah, there's two.
This barn?
No.
Okay, well they haven't been threshing today then. When they're threshing, they leave a horse in the barn.
This was a good
See,
idea.
Lutz are eternal optimists. They've still got the stove in the summer kitchen. They think it's going to be warm for a while longer, but
Yeah.
it won't be there for much longer.
Do you know all about rooms? Well, that's what it was.
And we can go right up this way in through the house. The gardening is done. And I see when I was here last week they hadn't plowed it, but they've got it plowed now. And still a bit of work to do, preserving those tomatoes for the winter. But
And we were here in August and the fire. So, you have to do that? Preserving?
oh yes, ketchup and chili sauce, things like that, will have been done to serve for the meals here at the farmhouse next summer. I don't know whether. I imagine everything's been put away, so it won't freeze. And there's some new technology in here as well. An eaves trough system and a cistern and a pump like that are brand new, and only the most progressive people with the money will have invested in something like that.
What do you have in your house? Do you have
Oops, sorry.
Where does this come from? The well or is it
A cistern.
a tank somewhere?
A cistern in the basement, connected to an eaves trough system. And down into the cistern. This will be, there's a pump over here for drinking water. This is the everything is right up to date here. Latest fashions and wallpapers, the tablecloth, modern furniture. And there's another technological innovation behind the stove. When it gets a little bit becoming more and more important. Every Victorian parlor needs a piano. And lessons are really, really common, really popular. Piano, voice, flute.